Well, it was a late night for California lawmakers Monday. They voted to advance their budget agreement for the next fiscal year.
That's right. This is not the final budget, though. That comes in a three-party deal with the legislature and governor at the end of the month.
ABC 10 State Matters political reporter Jenny Huh is here now with a closer look at the process.
Monday, June 15th was the constitutional deadline for legislators to pass their budget to continue getting paid. That deadline was met, but much more debate is ahead.
California is one step closer to its budget for fiscal year 2026 to 2027. On Monday, the state Senate, largely along party lines,
the measure passes.
And the Assembly, with all Democrats voting yes, all Republicans voting no, passed the legislature's two-party deal. It's an over $350 billion spending plan that now heads to the governor for a three-party agreement by the end of June.
The measure passes.
Strong partisan divide over the proposed budget, though Democrats, being in the supermajority, do not need the support of Republicans to advance their desired budget.
Today I rise in opposition. This budget is a clear reflection of the majority's values.
Actually, it's get my paycheck budget. We're up against a statutory deadline.
It's a bad budget for hardworking California families.
Meantime, Democrats emphasizing their budget has no deficit for the next 2 years and cuts the structural deficit in half, while fighting back against some of Newsom's proposed cuts to health care, like to in-home supportive services, IHSS.
He wanted to cut the amount of hours people got,
as well as delayed dental cuts, prevent premium increases on undocumented Californians.
The elephant in the room, President Trump.
We would not be in this situation if it was not for H.R. 1.
To combat looming federal funding cuts while balancing the state budget, legislators say they had to make cuts and find new revenue.
Looked at what the consequences would be of not doing revenue and only doing cuts.
The Assembly voted for Newsom's proposed renewal of the Managed Care Organization, or MCO, tax on both public and private healthcare insurers. This tax revenue helps fund Medi-Cal, but opponents argue because Newsom's new rate is higher for private insurers, monthly premiums will rise for Californians.
We are passing on the cost right now to Californians.
To balance our own budget by taxing healthcare is a moral failure.
Assemblymember Dr. Jasmine Baines, the only Democrat to vote no. Baines also voted no on a bill that most notably pushes for a new software as a service tax, a sales tax on digital and software products like Slack.
But now we're going to increase your taxes and fees.
Now, that bill would also continue to cap tax credits for businesses and also tax the entirety of payments received in the state from Trump's so-called anti-weaponization fund. But it does propose reducing some costs for first-year small businesses. The Senate is expected to vote on these proposals come Thursday. Chris, Laura.
Okay, Jenny, thank you.